Alrighty there. Well, let's see here. I think I got us recording again. Yeah, I did. So, yes, sirree. All right, this is good stuff here. All right, so what we got here, we did just finish the New England colonies here now. So I told you we've been covering all three of them there colonial regions. So this is the first one, New England. So if this is a new screen to you, you're on the wrong video. You need to go do the other one, the first one. Anyhow, all right, here we go. We're going to move on now. All right, so next one we got here, maybe, Stan can figure it out. There we go. Ah, yeah, the southern colonies. Yes, sirree. Southern colonies. So that would be like Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. So, yeah. So, other things about it. Well, another thing you need to know, it's not on there, but you just need to know they had lots of fertile soil in them their southern colonies. But talk about that more later, I suppose. Government, well, who was in control of them? Well, it's another stock company. This time it's the London Company. So, yeah, the other one there, that New England, they was the Plymouth Company. Southern colonies, you're going to talk about the London Company. They dominated things there in those southern colonies. All right. Now, religion. Now, they're kind of the opposite of them there New England colonies, where religion was everything to them. They're Puritans. Yeah, and these southern colonies, there just wasn't much interest in religion. They was more interested in getting rich quick from gold or trade or something. Maybe if you've heard of that, they're lost colony of Roanoke. Man, those weirdo, man, they was crazy. Like, they were looking for gold and didn't plant any food, so they was gonna find gold. I don't know if they think they were gonna eat it or something, but yeah, that didn't work out too well for them. They just lost. Like, they're called the lost colony. Like, no one knows what happened to them. And it turned around and happened again in another place called Jamestown. You haven't learned about it yet, I don't think. But Jamestown, same kind of thing. People are looking up for gold, but thinking, I don't know how I'm going to eat, but I got to go find me some gold somewhere. It don't make no kind of sense. Okay? Okay. And see, now here's the thing, though. Then there's southern colonies. They was figured out how to do their economy, and they planted tobacco and rice on small farms and plantations, and they used slaves. Okay, so they had tobacco and rice on small farms, and then big farms, what we call them plantations. All right, and that's what their economy was around. So because they could do that, see, because unlike New England, they had good soil and pretty good weather. I mean, y'all live in the South. I mean, not in these southern colony areas, but you do live in the South, so you get it. The weather's pretty good most of the year. Winters aren't bad at all. And well, I mean, I'm sure you there in Florida. And in Florida, they got lots of strawberry. They grow strawberries and oranges and peppers and tomatoes and all kinds of stuff. Well, in this time and period, in those places like Maryland, Virginia, North and South Carolina, and Georgia, they planted tobacco and rice. All right, but they used slaves, and that's important to understand. All right, now let's see number 3. I believe we're moving on to number 3. Is that right? Y'all can't tell me if it's wrong. That'd be silly. This is a recording. That won't do nobody no good. The middle colonies. Now, some of you might think when you figure out where these are, why we didn't do the middle colonies in the middle, Well, I'll explain here in just a minute. So, the middle colonies are New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware. Okay, so they in between the New England and southern colonies. They's in the middle. That's how they got that in their complex name. Now, here's the thing. They in the middle, so their stock company, well, they were open to both companies. They's in the middle, so some places Plymouth, some places London. It's kind of a blending. You might notice there might be a pattern developing when it comes to these here middle colonies. Okay, I'm just saying that. But maybe not. I don't know. Now, when it comes to religion, they got all kinds of stuff going on. Many different cultures from all over Europe. Now, I understand. Remember, these are English colonies, but that doesn't mean it's just a bunch of Englishmen there. There's Germans, French, Irish, Scots, Dutch, Swedes, all kinds of groups. And all those groups had all kinds of beliefs that they brought with them. So, really and truly, if you've ever heard of the United States called a melting pot, well, these middle colonies really were the first melting pots of for Europeans especially. Okay, so again, look at that. Germans, French, Irish, Scots, Dutch, the Swedes, all kinds of groups. That meant you had all kinds of religion going on too. You had all kinds of things going on. You had this group called the Quakers. You're going to have Protestants. You had a few Catholics in there too, especially with the French, those kinds of things. And when it comes to the economy of the middle, well, they was a little bit of both. They were able to grow vegetables, fruits, and grains. Corn and wheat were ground into flour with mills, and they were known as what's called the bread colonies. Because bread comes from the wheat and all that, and flour, things like that, those grains. Well, most of that bread, the so-called bread colonies, were producing it for the rest of the colonies. Because they was right in between the other two. All right, so they had harsher winters than the southern colonies, but not nearly as harsh as the New England colonies. And of course, the further south you are in the middle colonies, the winters aren't as bad. All right, so they did have longer growing season. They definitely had better soil than up in New England. Okay, so they had a pretty good setup. Land was relatively flat, especially again when compared to New England, but it wasn't as flat as their southern colonies. So it was a little bit different as far as what they was able to grow. Now, if you know anything about agriculture, you know that certain places can grow certain things that other places can't. All right, so like for example, I hear tell that there in Plant City, y'all be the winter strawberry capital of the world. Well, that's because that time of year is better for growing strawberries in Florida than it is other places. Some places up north, and they's having all kinds of snow and ice and everything else. Well, you can't grow strawberries in that kind of weather. So there you go. All right. Now, that's it. That's your 3 colonial regions there, friends. So you got the New England, you got the southern, and you got the middle. Now, the thing to keep in mind is that those middle colonies really are a blending of the other two. Okay? That's why, I don't know if Mr. Bailey told you this or not, but these kinds of divisions between those New England colonies and southern colonies are going to continue all the way through that Civil War at the end of your year. Okay? And those middle colonies, well, just kind of like their middle colonies are blending, well, when it comes time for the Civil War, you'll notice there's some states that are along the borderline between the North and the South. Some go with the South, some go with the North. Seems to be a pattern. I'm just saying there for you. All right. So, again, I do believe Mr. Bailey said he gave you some instructions on what you need to do next after you get all your notes. Now, if you missed something or something I've said, the nice thing is it's a video, and you can go back. Yeah. So, ooh, looky there. I got all kinds of big up on this screen. Woo-wee. So, well, I do hope I get a chance to do some other lessons with you guys throughout the year. And if again you have any questions, I'd love to tell you to send me a message. But truth is, I don't know how to get to I wouldn't even know I don't even know if I can get messages. So send them to Mr. Bailey. I'm sure he will help you out. He'll get you all the information you need. If you have any questions about these 3 colonial regions, he will definitely help you out. All right, guys. Well, I hope you have a good rest of your day. And this is your good friend, Uncle Sam. That's right. I'm your good friend, and your good friend, and your good friend, and you. Oh, wait, you over there? Nope. Yep. Nope. Wait. You right there. Yeah. I hope you have a good rest of your day.